The sound of high heels echoed through the late-night corridor of the financial district. Imagine walking straight into a trap that could end everything you've built. Clara Moretti, young CEO of Moretti Holdings, returned to the office to grab a file of secret documents. The glass door at the end of the hallway still had its lights on, even though she was sure she'd turned them off. As her hand touched the door handle, a figure appeared behind her, pulled her back, and covered her mouth. "Don't scream!" A man's voice, deep, shaking with fear. She fought hard, but he whispered, "Don't go inside. There are people in there waiting to kill you." What would you do if the person who just saved your life was someone you never even noticed? Her eyes went wide. The man was Ethan Ward, just a night shift janitor. Before she could speak, glass shattered inside the room. Clara Moretti, 31 years old, cold, powerful CEO. She took over the company after her father suddenly died. The world called her the Iron Lady of Finance. But deep down, she only feared one thing: losing control. That's why she trusted no one. Every night, she was the last to leave. Those empty hallways only knew the sound of vacuum cleaners and the smell of cleaning chemicals. The night janitor was Ethan Ward, 36, single dad. He used to be a security officer here, until his wife died from a bad surgery. Now he cleaned floors so he could take his 8-year-old daughter Lily to school every morning. Ethan was quiet, kind, always said hello to Clara. She never even nodded back. But that night, everything changed. He saw 3 men break into the 30th floor on the security cameras. Then all footage from the last 10 minutes vanished. He grabbed the keys and ran. He saw Clara step out of the elevator. He shouted, "Miss Moretti, don't go in!" She didn't hear. Right as she reached for the door, he grabbed her, covered her mouth, pulled her into the shadows. She was ready to fight him, until she saw the terror in his eyes. Then glass broke inside. Footsteps running. They hid behind a pillar, hearts racing. "Who are you?" she whispered. "The janitor," he answered. "And the guy who just saved your life." For the first time, she really looked at him. Not the invisible man who cleaned her floors, but a real person. "Why would anyone want to hurt me?" "I don't know, but I saw them. 3 men in suits, with tools. They knew exactly where to go." Her mind spun. Corporate spying? A takeover? Revenge? "We need to call security," she said, reaching for her phone. "The whole system is down. Someone killed it from the inside." He peeked around the corner. "They're still in there." "How do you know?" "Because I've cleaned this building for 2 years. I know every sound it makes." She stared at him. His uniform was old but clean. His hands rough but steady. His eyes clear, honest, something she never saw in boardrooms. "You used to do something else," she said. It wasn't a question. "Security analysis. Before your father fired me." The words hit her like ice. "You worked here?" 5 years ago. I found someone selling client data. When I pushed for the truth, I became the problem." She remembered the file. His name stamped, "Terminated for cause," by her father. She had never questioned it. "I'm sorry," she said, and meant it. "You don't owe me that." "Yes, I do. I never looked deeper. I just believed he was always right." Voices came closer. Ethan put a finger to his lips and pulled her toward the emergency stairs. As they moved through the dark, Clara realized this man she ignored for years had just saved her life. And she didn't even know his daughter's name. They hid in the technical room, no signal, waiting for police. Ethan turned on the backup cameras. The hidden footage showed 2 men in black suits planting bags of documents in her office, then smashing glass to fake a robbery. Clara went pale. "Someone wants me gone." Ethan quietly put his jacket over her shoulders. "I don't need pity," she snapped. "This isn't pity," he said. "It's reflex. I'm a dad." She looked at him. "You have a child?" 8-year-old girl. Her mom died when she was too little to remember her face." He told her the truth. He was forced out after finding data leaks involving top management. His wife kept digging. 2 months later, an electrical fire in the server room killed 3 people. One of them was his wife, Emma. Clara felt sick. She remembered that fire. The company paid families, called it an accident, and moved on. It wasn't an accident, Ethan said, voice steady but broken. It was murder. Why are you telling me this? Because 5 minutes ago, you almost walked into the same trap. And I think the same person who killed Emma is behind this tonight. Clara stared at the footage again. Professional moves. Inside job. You said management level? Who? Ethan pulled up an old file. Thomas Reinhardt, her father's closest friend, now vice chairman. The man who had been like family to her. No, she whispered. Thomas had called her tonight. Told her she forgot an urgent file. A file she now couldn't even remember. He sent me here, she said, voice shaking. Ethan nodded. And tomorrow morning, the news would say the CEO was caught in a scandal. You'd be finished. He'd take the company. Silence fell heavy. Clara stood up. I need to see what they planted. Too dangerous. It's my company. My name. Are you with me or not? Ethan looked at her. This wasn't the Ice Queen anymore. This was a woman whose world just broke, and she was ready to fight. Lily's with a neighbor, he said. I've got until morning. They slipped back into the building after the men left. Found the planted evidence, fake documents that would destroy her. Then they found something worse. Hidden files locked with her father's private code. She opened them. Proof her father knew the fire wasn't an accident. He knew Emma was murdered. He covered it up to save the stock price. Clara cried for the first time in years. Ethan put a hand on her shoulder. Do you hate me? She asked. No, he said softly. Because you're doing what your father never did, facing the truth. She looked up at him. This man who lost everything because of her family was the only one showing her kindness. I'll make this right, she promised. For Emma. For you. For everyone. It might destroy you. Then I'll be destroyed. But I won't be a coward. They copied every file, hid backups, built a case that couldn't be buried. At dawn, Clara asked, why help me after everything my family did? Because Lily once asked why I still work in that building every night. I told her sometimes you stay to make sure someone's death wasn't for nothing. Emma died trying to expose the truth. I won't let that be wasted. Clara took his hand. I need you with me tomorrow when I tell the world. You'll lose everything. For the first time in years, I'll be able to look in the mirror. The next day, Clara held a press conference. She exposed every lie, every crime, the fire, the murder, the trap. She took full responsibility as her father's daughter. Thomas Reinhardt was arrested. The company fell into chaos. The board tried to force her out. She resigned as CEO, but turned her shares into a foundation for truth and justice. She funded investigations into every dark secret the company ever hid. Stock crashed. Clients ran. But new ones came, people who wanted honesty. Slowly, the company healed. Ethan became head of security, but kept it simple. No big office, he said. I'm better cleaning from the inside. 1 year later, Moretti Holdings was gone. In its place, Clean Futures Foundation, helping families hurt by corporate lies. Clara and Ethan ran it together, side by side, with Lily. That Christmas, Lily gave Clara a bracelet that said, "Thank you for saving my dad." Clara cried and hugged her. Ethan smiled. "Thank you for covering my mouth that night," Clara whispered. "If I hadn't," he said, "you'd still be living in silence." Snow fell outside their little office by the lake. Inside, 3 people who started as strangers became family. Sometimes the person who stops you from walking in isn't blocking your way. They're the only one trying to keep you alive. If this story moved you, drop a comment, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications. We tell the stories that should never be forgotten.